Yeah.
It wasn't even until they switched sides and we saw that CT side from MOUZ that we even had to fixate on Frozen, and he finishes top of the server, dropping nearly 30. He finished that first half with 9 kills to his name. So phenomenal stuff from him. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Didn't feel like there was a weak player on MOUZ, right? Everyone had their moments, everyone had their impact. Torshi was beating Simple in head-to-heads by the end of the game, so let's see if he can keep that up. CT side Overpass, great place to be for MOUZ, but NaVi, this is their map pick, and they better show us why. At least on the bright side, is something that the old core of NaVi have certainly enjoyed across the years. And so what can Alexi inject into this T half? Yuma heading mid, but it's a con crawl into 2 players. Sui and Torshi, the Julies await.
Oh, it's clean from Shui to open. Oh, more dualies where that came from. That's 5 guns in the connector, all firing back at NaVi. Good tap from Simple. Well, remove one and give them the spacing to get into B, but so much more has to be done before NaVi can even look to get this bomb down. JL tries to take a bit of space back over towards spawn, and he will find Yimpat, but he's in this all alone. The site is lost, the bomb dropped with it, and xertioN is there to put a stop to it. If this is the tag team that you're going to get, if you're going to get these hot starts from xertioN, and then you're going to have someone like Frozen as that late activation, this is a very scary MOUZ squad. xertioN picks up right where he left off.
Yeah, extremely threatening team right now. Looking like the sleeper pick of the tournament for the time being. Get in early while the going's good. Because here in Group B, man, it's tough. You got FaZe, you got G2. Astralis in fighting form, not to mention Vitality. Torshi, he's trapped down in mid right now, but he's got a smoke to allow an escape. There's a team kill in there. But they also Glock out Torshi, so swings and roundabouts. As they move through the playground, they can grab that gun.
Yeah, I always think, you know, these first few events back after the roster shuffle are so wild because there's so much in it, man. Everyone has a point to prove. If you made changes, you want to show why you made changes and that they were the right changes to make. And if you didn't, well, then you got to demonstrate why you decided to stay together.
And like we said, you know, last map, if someone doesn't have a great tournament, we should all overreact.
No.
We should all freak out. We should all call for some heads and some cuts. And that's what MOUZ are dishing out right now on this anti-eco. They get back the M4 as well with a second to spare. And NaVi come in with their first buy round. Sooner you start, the better, especially on Overpass.
Oh. Yeah, this buy is actually kind of weird because of that team kill from Bit, and it's very rare that you see that make a difference, but it left him with money where he couldn't get armor and an AK, so he's now down to the Mac 10. Alexi's also donning the Galil. This is a little more limited than you would want your first round buy to be.
MOUZ really wanted that mid pick, right? They put a lot of util downrange, reflash Frozen in, but didn't want to hang around and lose timing to a playground player. Frozen will go long instead with the option to back out. NaVi take connector. They have to use a smoke as the door gets blown off. Pretty meta nowadays. You even see some teams throw a smoke for the door out of T-spawn in expectation of the nade going. Alexi battered. Put it in the deep fryer.
Ooh, are they trying to... No, never mind. It's just a double setup outside of Monster. It looked like Impact was going to try push here. He was kind of creeping around the corner for a moment, but looks like he was spotted by JL as he's just tucked himself in. The rest of NaVi starting to try work this control down through the toilets. So right now it's all about pushing MOUZ back into bomb sites. You don't want them with this space in mid. You don't want them with this info. And so the more reactive you can force MOUZ to play, the better.
MOUZ have done really well with the util. They've just put down 2 smokes at about 40 seconds, and they still have one more. It just went through. They're re-aggressing to get info at the moment. They're going to catch JL going back up A. And again, we saw these rounds on Ancient. They know what's going on. 20 seconds, A is confirmed.
Over the top, Frozen having a drop on down, and he will get sandwiched between Long and Toilet. Simple. That looked like a lovely flick. We saw that from Torshi's POV. That was a 90-degree snap. And that might be enough for NaVi.
I can't believe they win that round. That's excellent shooting, but more importantly, the flashbangs ruined both side players, especially Frozen, who has a one-way over Dice and probably 2 kills on offer, and he just gets full blinded, dropped into Long, and Simple, of course, hits some stunning shots. But that's, you know, MOUZ knew exactly what was coming in right there after they re-aggro short at the right time. They use their smokes extremely well, but Simple outshoots every statistic. And NaVi start strong soon.
Yeah, good to see. As like you kind of pointed out, especially with all the early util damage that had been found, the fact that they'd been replenishing these smokes. Oh my goodness, over on the B stream. The Mongols!
Looking for a 2-0 over Heroic.
3 kills away from 2-0ing Heroic.
Current #1 ranked team in the world versus the Mongols.
But, you know, the best team in the world versus Heroic, if you want to look at it that way. So, yeah.
That's incredible. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good new season. Sugar, spice, all things nice. NaVi again take mid very early. Bombs coming in as well. JL, the B lurker. Torch has the AWP on default as well, so this is where all eyes go to the telescope, even though you can only fit one in usually.
Nice. Torshi will get this fight eventually. They're not giving it to him just yet, taking their time over on the long side of NaVi as they group up in mid, waiting. Crossing their T's, dotting their I's, making sure all pieces of this are ready to move in, and they will clear out Frozen. Torshi's AWP was supposed to trade this back out, but never given enough of a chance. Now the flashes start to stream in again. He's got to pick an angle, dedicate to it, because they're getting closer up through the short side. He does have Sui back at the truck, but going to struggle to give him much of a helping hand here. Torshi baited into the long fight, and that's when IEM comes in with the backstab. The A site crumbles, struggling to get a lot done there. And with the plant now found for NaVi in the 2v4, it's crazy to me that xertioN's even continuing to walk on up here. MOUZ almost look interested in giving this one a go, even though everything's telling you that this save should be coming through. Oof. Impact will get rewarded with one, and yeah, xertioN has just hands off the keyboard at this point. It's a combat save for xertioN in the bank. His teammate's going to get away, and that damage at least means he should save himself from being hunted down. Regardless, it's not much of a victory. NaVi find themselves a second, and just like that, it's a tie game.
Yeah, great trading for NaVi and spacing, coming in on that long and mid split. Torshi doesn't get many opportunities to fire off the AWP. When he does, NaVi pounce on him. Alexi thinks they're going to buy. But I don't know if they will, looking at the money. 2K a player. Just saving these 2 guns. But NaVi are prepared for anything. Already we're seeing some nice A takes though from NaVi. Taking mid control efficiently. Gonna have to see Torshi starting more aggressive early with the AWP to slow them down if they're getting all the way up to the divider without even running into players.
Yeah, I think in that round there as well, you kind of felt it. NaVi had a lot of room to be ready, to feel ready. At no moment did they feel like they were in danger of being pressured, and I don't think you can let NaVi feel that comfortable. Simple spots the con man, but it's Yimpan. First kill in the round. No xertioN follows up.
Not like this.
That bomb's got to get retrieved by Alexi. IEM's walking into A, and he's got his teammate with him in Simple, so they will get the opener. It's the rifles they got to worry about, and they're a ways away. They were both spotted, one down on B, one in the connector. And so NaVi, this is a quick reaction.
Nice back off of Frozen there. He almost walked out with Torshi, didn't realize they were deep, but he'd rather just stay alive and play with his teammate, set up a rifle. They're gonna do that now. The molly falls short. Yimpat hits a massive kill. You could barely see him, and Ema gets picked out. Meanwhile, this long flank comes in. It's going very slow, though, just in case there's a toilets lurker. Now both players called in the sight. xertioN starts to run, and Alexi takes him out. Huge kill for the captain of NaVi. 2-on-3.
And everyone coming from Dumpster. Alexi on the angle. Farms up the first man in. Yimpat's going to be the one who has to trade this and sees him on the dice box. Knows he's got him boxed in. Does deal with Alexi. Now Simple is the one to beat, but that's easier said than done. They're on the bomb, and Simple swings. Will deny the defuse.
Kit.
He got it. He's grabbed it, and Susui will grab this defuse right from under their noses. With seconds to spare, he gets that trade, that all-important trade onto Simple swinging toilet. If you let Simple get away there, you're not winning the round.
And what a sick round from Yimpat as well. One of the 2 saved guns, and he puts on 3 kills there, coming in on the flank into connector, and then comes up and you know, they do it kind of like how Heroic do it on those kind of rounds, right? They don't send the pistols in just to die. They let the rifles take early kills, arm them, and then suddenly you have such a, you know, armed force in a 4-on-2. You're begging to win that round. Simple tries his best. He pulls it back to a 1-on-1, but MOUZ are able to do it with that saved kit. It goes a long way. That's a robbery of a round when MOUZ didn't even buy on 3 players. My oh my, we got a game. And all I can hear is xertioN yelling across the room.
It's a bit still yet to find anything since that TK earlier in the game. He's someone I'm going to pay close attention to as this game rages on for NaVi. Back when he first joined the team, he kind of brought new life to their Overpass. It's been a long while since then.
So a nice flash peek. They know JL's been the sole B lurker in a lot of these rounds, so they find him early. Alexi's still nearby, but he's not really got any support, so looking to reset A, perhaps. Or they're coming to him.
They've all kind of come to each other.
Yeah. Gonna group for a con take instead. Door naded off. And a very good timing.
Even walking it through con feels so scary when that door's off. Yeah. At any moment, there could just be a boost.
Or even a flash peek in. They don't even have short info, right? There could be players close right here. NaVi have to be very careful with their clearing. Silent drop in, and they're just going to pop out B. Hope for the best.
In this moment, Frozen has just taken mid. So in a minute, expect to see Torshi like look to rotate at the first flash, and there it is raining in. Full blind. Shui's still going to get away with one. Not able to deal with him as he just hides himself, steals himself away on the pillar, and robs them of another kill before they even get into the site. This is a non-starter of a round for NaVi. Back to the drawing board. Go next. They can't do anything here. Locked out on their attempt at the short peek, and in the end, you know, that info that Frozen goes and collects from mid doesn't even have to play into the round. It's held convincingly by the captain over towards B.
And he doesn't go too far either. He comes down connector, and he sees NaVi like pull back from that B hit, but he just doesn't face. He hides in the corner, smokes the Molotov. He had to smoke out anyway, just probably to you know, smoke off the door to escape, knowing that, yeah, if I fight here instantly and I die, NaVi have technically the timing to run up to A, and so just doesn't give them a way back in to win the round. Anti-throw here for MOUZ. 4-2, and yeah, you're going to get rounds like that on T-side Overpass where you just have non-starters and your team get massacred on a B hit and you just save 2 guns. That's pretty common nowadays. So it's not the end of the world for NaVi, but they've got to make these 2 guns sing now. Simple with a lot to do. Frozen is still in this position.
It's so ballsy to still be here because, you know, if he starts getting pressured and feels that sense of urgency to try and fall back, well, suddenly, either, like he's just not, and he's going to die to con.
They're not going to clear it. Oh,
but just the one and done.
He jumped the gun. He went for it. Probably not expecting 3 players there.
I see, the thing I was worried about, though, is how much does this pull Torshi into the mix to want to float around? I like that he's kind of already starting to go through the motions of falling back.
That's because they've got this B push. Ooh, timing miss for xertioN. Player gets up con. But it's a fake for Alexi. I don't even know if they hear it from that range anyway, so this is just going to keep Torshi stalling on the A site while they set up to flank. xertioN's not going round the world here, so they're actually keeping way too many players at B for the current round. They jump spot B short. Sui now realizes, okay, they're probably walking up on A, and they need him now more than ever. Really, Impact should rotate as well.
Yeah, you're thankful that that smoke slowed this push down to allow Sui to even be here, but it doesn't prove to matter. His old teammate cuts his head off. And so even though Torshi has this line through the bank with the bomb planted, NaVi, this is teed up to be their round. Torshi or xertioN need to be the one to get the ball rolling here. And if a kill is not found soon, then this is stage set for NaVi to cook one up.
Shot.
xertioN manages that, but he's not ready for bit, even though he's blind. That was the flash that catches him.
Yeah, the big mistake of that round for MOUZ is you know, I say mistake, to them it must have felt like a B play waiting to happen because Torshi hadn't seen anyone on A because they were all waiting behind his smoke. With such a deep monster push, and then Impact on default on B, Sui still rotates just to jump spot. That's something Impact could have done. Sure, it would have been a lot more dangerous. But then they pull the monster player, I think it was xertioN, back to watch B short from tunnel. So they had so much info towards B, and only the AWP on A. So at a certain point, like, you have all the info to justify a triple A hold, and you're actually only 1A. That realization definitely sets in too late for MOUZ, and right now Torshi is, you know, not star of the show. We'll hype him up, but right now he needs to be doing more on this CTA WP. It's a heavy investment. He's saved it multiple times. He's lost it on long A. Sure, he didn't have a lot of support there, but MOUZ need him now, as NaVi are fine to just break in and trade rounds here and there. This could still be a very good T side for NaVi here, especially the amount of saves MOUZ are forced into. Full buy for the time being.
Well, this time they're going to leave Frozen early, and that's because they want to get this AWP put up on the boost. The smoke in the door feels annoying. Torshi would have loved that angle. And Bit's just done that just to cut off this flow of info. Just in case that boost is deployed, now it lets him walk up close. And as you'll see, Torshi lost that angle. The re-smoke's in, but that's going to land deep, and NaVi are already ahead of it, so that's not going to work as well as MOUZ believe it has. JL tries to lead the charge with Alexi opening. Comes down to Impact having to hold the line.
Not bad.
Clashes with Simple, sure, but he gets his double. He does what he had to do in the round. And now if you try to go back up A, that's when you're walking into Frozen with the games this guy's been having. There's opponents you'd rather face here, and Frozen, good timing on the turnaround back to long. When you see Ema there, you're under no illusion what that means. That this bomb was looking to come back up, that they were leaving the back door open, but Simple deals with Frozen cleanly. Now they hear the plant coming in. They know they've got a 1v1 on the planter, but they can't win it. And so with that kill, it leaves it all on Torshi. He's too far removed. Yeah. He's saving the AWP again.
Now he's pissed because he's like, all right, you're losing B. I start B and they go A. But that's a sick shot for Simple because Frozen has shadow advantage on both those fights. That's why he kills Ema. That and good timing, yes, but he has the prior warning. And then I love how Simple and Bit play that. Bit just sends it up A. That's meant to bait Frozen to chasing the kill. He doesn't fall for it. He realizes Simple could still be here. Simple gives him the shadow advantage and just decks him anyway. Bit goes on to kill the retaker in the 1v1 for the round. So that's, yeah, the firepower duo of NaVi showing us what they got. And forcing the AWP save will now be the only thing MOUZ have in this follow-up round. 4B to 4A for MOUZ. Frozen's going to try and get that confirmation in middle or con. He'll hear this one. Nice idea to get a quick pick on the boost.
Toshi really wants to be fought here, like more than anything. More than anything in the world, he wants someone to try and walk through short.
He has the nade for the door, he didn't use it. Maybe it's for the plant, but... if he used it on the door, that could have been a fight to NaVi.
Well, I gotta say, now we heard what Sui called in this round, and it's shaping up nicely. Playing the heavy forces down towards B early, waiting to see if NaVi try to take that short control. And sure, Torshi didn't get the fight he was hoping for on the boost, but it's still info, right? Even in not getting a fight there, you know that NaVi don't have that real estate right now.
It's good for MOUZ in that they've made the right call to be heavy A, and xertioN's also got smoke to stall out B so JL doesn't walk through, but they're going all long. And we have this triple toilet and front toilet setup. So NaVi are still actually bypassing this for the most part. So yeah, Jimhat's spotting it, but he's also playing dice. So I feel like MOUZ is going to find out too late. Torshi gets a chance, he gets a shot, he can't connect it. And they're coming up long quick with a lot of util.
Yeah, they are really close, far closer than MOUZ are expecting. No one's even considering this right now. They decide to fight forward and they go walking into the embrace of Bit. Yimpa in at the truck, managed to find one with the USP.
I'm loving it.
It's not fruitful.
Alexi's done really well on this T side. He's exploited every weakness. He's found so much room. He's found every gap. The reads that he's been cooking, they taste divine.
Yeah, and I like, you know, I think even the fact that they follow through, committing to the long push when other options are available, and you've spotted the AWP on A, but I think it's the fact that you spot the AWP in particular dueling down that line at toilets, and you're already deep down long, right? Not even for a second did NaVi consider abandoning that A hit. They recognize that that's a good fight for them, that Torshi's out of position, that AWP is going to struggle to accomplish much. And so they follow through with the A hit.
And worth noting, NaVi don't even take that AWP, even though it's right there for free. And that's just a sign of the times, right? They are just trading out on A hits, and they don't need to, you know, leave simple holding dice for jumps. They're not getting desperate. They're not having trouble finding opening kills. So they can just continue to trade out on these mid takes. Why buy the AWP? It's not like Torshi's been a threat yet. But maybe this is the round. Oh, he doesn't realize Bit's already crossed under him. He went for the deep peek, but Bit had a good spawn. Nades for the boost. Not bad, actually. Does hit Sui significantly. And we have a B default round for NaVi, something different now. But it's all a fake out. The bomb goes back upper with Simple. They leave JL in probably his most aggressive position in this T side. He's been outside of Monster for the most part. So if MOUZ try and regather info here, it's got to be a good flash, and it's perfect. Got to give it to MOUZ. Their flash B peaks have come up with results. So NaVi should just go back to A, but here's where MOUZ continue to make moves.
Yeah, one extra detail was there must have been a miscommunication there in the mid-round as well, because Simple and Alexi both smoked the same thing over towards A. So now they don't have one for this sight hit when it looks to come through. And that's going to prove to matter here if you're NaVi. MOUZ a full setup over on A. They really want NaVi to come back up the connector into this AAA lean. Frozen fights on short, and he will feed Alexi one. So he's on a bit of an off angle for the long hold, and so that one just walks right into him. Torshi has missed this timing, and he hears the footsteps turning around. He'll deal with it, and Alexi sandwiched Torshi, puts him in a box. Good night.
No. He just spammed him through toilets. I don't think he saw him at all. That's just a shot through the wall. About time we had that AWP win around for MOUZ. If Ema takes down Sui on this long corner, that's how that unravels, but a really nice off angle. And yeah, let's see this. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Yeah, he just RNG'd him. Okay, it's competitive. It's looking nice. MOUZ with 2 aggressive B moves in that round as well. Trade out 2 for 1. Ooh. Looks like they want to go early here for a change. Testing the new kid on the block. The impact, what you got?
Well, he's actually looked good over here at the barrels, man, in the rounds where he's had to provide something for MOUZ. He's been able to do it. This one is not one of those rounds. Bit has really come alive across the last couple. Grinds away into this one for NaVi, uprooting both the B site anchors. And so now it's down to the retake again. MOUZ are clearly scarred by some of these A rounds. They've been dedicating a lot more resources there early, and that leaves them a bit high and dry here. They don't have that, usual triple layer over towards B, that third man to try and turn the tide. And so that is all Bit, baby.
Yeah, sick. Really nice headshots. That third one as well, especially. Takes a very deep fight into CT spawn just to guarantee it. It's like the swing kill. You lose that and suddenly MOUZ might be tempted, but Bit does not miss. Triple entry and puts NaVi on the board. Nice to know they can just do those quick B hits and get away with them. That's something they'll keep in the back pocket for later in the half.
I think if you're NaVi, if you're Alexi, you're kind of recognizing that you've got MOUZ where you want him. They're adjusting these setups a lot to try and contain what NaVi are bringing to the table, but the thing that's quite striking is it's never a clear end destination. These aren't just calls out of spawn. I don't want to go back to the meme of, the Alexi classic of, fake A but go B. But, he is playing a very varied game. You're never quite sure where it's going to end up. And when you look at it, I know he hasn't had a tremendous amount of impact in the game so far, but I think someone like JL, who's been just holding over towards short water, not often getting caught off guard, it's leaving all these backdoor options open. So they're doing a very good job of kind of keeping MOUZ guessing. Whenever we see them look to pad out a site, it feels like NaVi are going to the other one. So Alexi has this feeling right now that he's got a very good grasp on the game.
Yeah. And if JL starts, getting B entries or something.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah, free gun. And finally, Torshi takes a peek into an enemy for a change. He gets that kill at Monster. Frozen finds a second. And MOUZ, this wouldn't be the first time they've won a round with 2 guns. That's it. And it's looking like enough. Are you really going to drop in? Oh, you cheeky boy. No way he commits. Frozen doesn't shoot because he wants Alexi to drop. He's like, oh yeah, I'm not here. You can come down this ladder. It's safe. It's not safe. And Ema in a 1-on-4 first job fight. Frozen. And well, next job, go next round. Over on the B stream, looking like Heroic are dragging it to 3. My oh my. Double overtime and it's done. Heroic versus the Mongols will rage on. And we have the chance for a 3-mapper ourselves if NaVi can keep up such a T-side.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought Heroic Mongols ends up becoming the big fixture, like that's a crazy game going on over there.
And they got Inferno, which was a classic Mongols
map, yeah.
Different team, obviously, but it's bound to be exciting. I don't want to look away from this one, though. Not right now. Still questions to be answered.
Yeah, I think this is already a very good T-side for NaVi, honestly, right? Really, I think the onus is going to be on MOUZ now, trying to clamp down on it a little bit more. I think NaVi have felt like they've had a lot of freedom, a pretty big degree of freedom. That's why plays from folks like Frozen down through the connector in that last round are great. Just the reminder that he can get away with those sorts of rounds, those sorts of plays, finally something to cut through the NaVi default. And so they're a lot slower this time around doing their When they're all checking under every rock as they make their way down long. They've also cleared out the connector, so this is another one of those rounds where NaVi have got options. You know, they don't have to follow through over at A. A lot can be judged on this first contact and the info that you pick up on the back of it. Torshi's got support, so he's feeling pretty free with the AWP, right? He's quite down to take fights as they come up through short, knowing that he's got two teammates back in the site. This is a good angle for him. The one worry is this creep up through the bathrooms. And while his teammates are checking it, he's out on an island, and the swing from Frozen is just a second too late, but it won't matter because he goes on to knock out every remaining NaVi player. And then Sui locks it in.
He arrives right on time.
Yeah, forget I said anything. Sure, Torshi kind of got hung out to dry. But Frozen more than makes up for it.
For the greater good. The greater good indeed. These are sublime shots for Frozen. And that's after Simple, you know, throws himself around the corner, baits the AWP shot out, kills him, and then Frozen just massacres NaVi, and that changes everything. Sure, 6 rounds is a good T-side on Overpass. You're not going to complain about that, but NaVi have now been made to eco for round 15. There are not enough lifeboats. And look who they're running into on long.
Yeah, Frozen's just waiting. He's very comfortable in this fight. Torshi...
Oh no, this is going to go wrong.
Don't hang around. You got to leave.
Who knows?
Has support from xertioN again down to the connector. He's going to try and tee him up with that flashbang, but everything's looking a little muddled right now. He's once again, same island as last time. Same result. Frozen.
Okay.
This time, not the 4K. But it shouldn't come to matter. It shouldn't come to pass. That said, Simple's been armed with the AWP and a chance to plant. Won't stick it straight away. And that's when MOUZ clothesline him. They don't give him the room nor the respect to play out that 1v3.
It's a little flustered for Simple, trying to stick it again. You know, he tapped it, he runs, and I guess he's trying to tap it again just to really force a fight, but he didn't know MOUZ just got there. So he's tapping in the open, and he just gets swung before his gun's back out.
Torshi's making me nervous.
Yeah,
in these rounds,
I'm not liking it.
Like...
I'm not liking it either. It's good. It's I'm clenched basically the whole time. NaVi are finding great room. Don't get me wrong, but the synergy is not quite there on this A site yet. Ooh,
and that's a move that Frozen's attempting to make.
This is more Torshi.
Okay, let's see if he can make it work on the long push. Nails Simple. And that's a freebie. You'll take the return to the 4v4. Torshi just wants to back out of there now. Doesn't want to risk going down. Instead, you've got these little gimmicks employed to turn the tide in favor of MOUZ. But this timing hit over towards Monster is interesting. JL versus Yimpat. And JL's ducked right under his crosshair. Yimpat does not know that a man is in the site with him right now. And that loud rotate away. Maybe this gives an avenue to NaVi.
Did he jump spot him? It looked like he was going for the jump. Oh, Alexi's been hurt. Free bomb. First class delivery. xertioN's got it smoked off as well, but they're down the ladder. They're not far around the corner. Ema dead as well. xertioN on a tear with 3 in the round. And JL's lurk out B, no matter how influential, well, is now anything but. His team nowhere to be seen. And JL, for the end of the half, is just looking for stats.
The ultimate grift for MOUZ proved to just be the presence of this con man in every round that they had one. You know, the results were there. It's palpable. Whether it's Frozen 4K'ing, xertioN going forward and finding the bomb, this half shapes up nicely for MOUZ when all is said and done.
Fucking insane, right? David.
can't get bigger than this.
The early bird may get the worm, but it's the second mouse that gets the cheese, and right now that's true for this MOUZ squad. They've been late activators in both of these maps, but it's worked out for them. They recover this first half from being 4-6 down. They stop NaVi in their tracks, and they put together a CT side they can work with here. They're looking for a 2-0 in their opening game of the group stage.
That would be a statement for MOUZ right after their playing performance to keep it consistently going into the groups up against a threatening NaVi who showed, you know, a pretty good face back in Copenhagen with some ups and some downs. But a win over G2 and Astralis and Big, certainly nothing wrong with that for NaVi. And they're having some trouble here on Overpass. A good beginning to the T side, but it dripped dry by the end of the half. And now MOUZ with the opportunity to run away with this whole series. Holes and all.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, when you really want to look at how this has happened, you know, what's kind of taken place, you really have to look no further than two individuals who have been lights out in both maps for MOUZ. xertioN and Frozen have been a fantastic tag team here. Back in the play-ins, we were looking at Torshi a hell of a lot. He was looking like a new man, but here, you know, he's had a much harder time. He has been struggling, I think it's fair to say. Just looked a little uncomfortable every now and again. However, it hasn't really felt like it's come to matter because Frozen and xertioN have been enough to pick up the pieces. This round, Simple's dinked down to 1 HP. You heard that right, 1 HP.
Where I'm from, we call it a goosh, you know, because it's all about the noise, Harry, and yeah, no helmet. Simple's had the gush sucked out of him.
This is a very weird retake.
Yeah.
5v5, but with a 1 HP player, it feels like a 4v5. So as they move in, they're going to get struck down by the Glock. Sui trying to make some moves. Eventually bested, but Bits Doolies have got their work cut out for them. Far too much to do for just one man up through short. And MOUZ start the second half strong, double digits achieved, and it can only get sweeter from here.
Yeah, scary sign for NaVi fans right now as they will have to pull a massive comeback once we hit gun rounds. I think even a force here it would be a dangerous decision. I'd love to see NaVi full eco and just get M4s out in the third. You already don't have much room in this map, and considering you're down already on Ancient MOUZ's pick, this could be a very, very quick second half. NaVi would make the safer call and go for that full eco. Stack on the B-bomb site. Hoping for the best.
You know, I think with any team that likes Overpass, that likes to lean into it, you have to come to terms with the fact that a lot of your games are going to be spent coming back in the second half. And so NaVi should have been prepared for this worst case scenario. It's a test of the metal, though. It's a test of the metal of a team that
really
made that transition over to coming in English. Let's see it.
Wow, I've never seen that. Cool POV, but yeah, I mean, getting a kill from it, not as easy.
I have no doubt you could get one.
Yeah, USP, though, you need to double think.
You know, do I think the impact drops on you with a Mach 10 after you get one? Yeah, probably. However, in this round, we don't even have to worry about it. The boost will never get spotted because MOUZ have picked right out of the two sites. One was stacked, the other not. Like a twisted game of deal or no deal, kind of.
Golden ball, do you want to stick or what's the other one? Steal.
Well, NaVi won't be stealing this round. They're just going to come in right near the end and see if they can find any damage. But you got your wish, Hugo. You wanted them to take the eco here. You wanted rifles bought out straight away for NaVi.
Yeah.
This does put a lot of emphasis on this first rifle round, though.
The later they go, the more damage they can do, right? But that's why Impact's getting aggressive. Oh, 1 HP. Now that is a dink. And they're just going to start running and gunning, but no kills for NaVi, sadly. And MOUZ 11-6.
Guys, they don't have hope. No way they have hope, okay?
No way they have open. He's not wrong. NaVi going down to flat M4s. And a FAMAS. Do or die right now for NaVi, right? Like, these rounds hit 2 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this was in the very nature of this third round bye. It's always a little weaker than the one that you could have had in the fourth. That's the advantage, right? You get it earlier. But it does mean that you have Alexi down on the FAMAS. You're lacking a bit of the util. You don't have the kits. You don't have that AWP in the hands of Simple, and MOUZ are aware of that fact. So let's see how they want to use this against NaVi. They know that they could make this series, they could make this opening game in the group stage so easy for themselves if they win this round right now. Oh, Ema out on an island. Just spotting down long. And he gets the info that MOUZ are there and that they were there in numbers. MOUZ own the connector, and they have done since the start of this. So in the same way we saw a good few of these rotates happening at the final few seconds, that's what connector allows. That's what allows Overpass to be such a fakey, rotatey map. Frozen gets stuck in, but bites off more than he can chew. Bit straight levitating down towards Monster. Opens this round up to the advantage in NaVi, and now the A side's about to get tested.
Oh, great play inside of the smoke here for Ema. Jimpat, and as he spams it, he'll have no idea. He'll run right by this. What a play with a flash, though. Definitely not ready for more. Alexi picks up a huge double, and Ema wants to play for the whole goddamn round. He wants to play for everything. Takes the bomb. Sui now given a chance, cross behind the site, but he sneaks right into the angle, and Ema makes do by his position. What a lovely play inside of the smoke, even though MOUZ had a cheeky little flash onto Simple. Even Alexi getting two there from out of dice box was impressive enough. NaVi stay in this series for now.
Yeah, that is exactly what NaVi needed if they wanted to keep the hopes of making this a three-mapper alive. And I like this from Ema. I think it would have been so easy to have reacted fast, especially when you factor in the fact that he's been having a bit of a rough game. These factors weigh upon you, right? You may be a little more hesitant on making the call to play the trigger discipline, but very well handled in defense of that top site.
This is a platform for NaVi to springboard off and pull a comeback here, like you said. Certainly common on the CT sides of Overpass. Good wallbang damage to begin this round for NaVi. Already got 3 players tagged up. xertioN on his last legs. Ema very aggressive, but Simple's assured in the bomb site. Considering that all of mid is open right now. MOUZ going to group for a B hit. Triple stack. Bit at barrel. Oh, that re-smoke timing is excellent for NaVi. That will change the plan here for MOUZ. They're going to group up on short as they hear that come in. Leave Frozen to late pop through the smoke. Monster flash goes over.
IEM's already cleared mid though. Alexi's here. There's 4 players inside of the B site, so this is about as pretty as it should be for NaVi. They've got everyone in the right place. JL farms up the remaining 2.
Nice.
He goes on to get a hat-trick at the end of that. JL starting to find his footing, and IEM, you know, a real star in that round, considering he was not at all involved in any of the fights. It's the info that he gains from that long push. It's the fact that he pushes on the back of that timing flash out through mid that occurred, you know, 30 seconds earlier. When he hears it's gone silent for so long, he feels like something's up. IEM gets aggressive. That allows Alexi to be in place down on the B site, and it all comes together in a very nice way for NaVi.
Yeah, and suddenly, you know, the scoreline doesn't feel anywhere near as daunting, right? Especially with an anti-eco up ahead of NaVi. Very little to play with. It should be nice and clean here with no flashbang and 4 Glocks remaining.
Yeah, you're not worried about this round. For MOUZ, there's a pretty tall task ahead of them here. Oh, I thought they were going to show something cool, but it's just a kind of a Astralis-esque stack.
Why is that not cool?
Well, because, you know, I think it's just going to be this for a minute. You know? Yeah, but, man, no, this is very reassuring for NaVi. As we were kind of prophesizing, you know, it's always the case that you do have to make up for a bit of a deficit when you pick into Overpass, and I think around such a fresh team and a team that's gone through such a change, that definitely can be a question. You know, it's a justifiable thing to think on. But they're looking good out of the gate, and you haven't even had things like the AWP in Simple's hands yet to worry about. So you feel like, you know, there's more depth here, there's more layers to it for NaVi.
I mean, that could have been a really good T-side. It was 6 rounds, which is fine, but there were a couple of awkward opportunities thrown away for NaVi that if they win them, they probably win the T-half at least. So I imagine they are feeling pretty comfortable right about now. They cut us off.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta give it to them.
Into the tac pause. Yeah, you know, I mean, Overpass is a map that tests your defaults. That is kind of the nature of it, right? For the most part, that's how every round starts, is spreading out, taking that default, looking for the CT aggression, looking for the channels and the avenues that they're trying to get info from.
Yeah, NaVi did a lot of just leaving JL outside of B and either 4 mid or 1 con 3 mid. And the way that MOUZ countered it really nicely was just continually harassing JL. They would constantly play the double fade in the monster smoke or flash peek short, and they would always kill them when they flash peek short. And that just frees up so many rotates for upper. Not that they were needed. Frozen was just on a tear there. So yeah, let's see what this default looks like for MOUZ, if that's going to be the call. Frozen outside of B. 2 down connector, door off for NaVi, and IEM not playing fearful is a good sign. They're not throwing much at him yet though. Letting him play his hand here in middle, seeing if he goes 1 step too far. It's 3 flashes in a row for NaVi to set IEM up, and he doesn't see anything. So he goes back to the bomb site. They can pad B, but that's what MOUZ want. Now they're coming up con. Now they're taking playground. So NaVi stacked B. How long can MOUZ keep them there? Oh, they will be going B after all.
See, they're like, when you're holding the default like that early on, what you're hoping for was that NaVi were gonna come looking for you, and as you were talking about, IEM did, right? They never found him. The thing that's like awkward for MOUZ now is that IEM has re-aggressed long, right as MOUZ have disbanded the default and moved away. So we should have a rotate at a Simple in just a moment. Here's the push down towards B. They get the 2 openings. That's crucial. Simple takes up position in heaven, but a smoke's going to obscure his sight lines and leave it all on 1 man down in the site. Alexi has got some heavy lifting to do now as MOUZ are looking to run him down. Sui finds him when the captains clash, and Simple's flashed off the angle, denied any say in this bomb crossing. NaVi just a second too late to the realization of this round. The entry's finally coming up in favor of MOUZ. And they get one on the board that they can be proud of. Simple still looking to exert a bit of pressure over the site here, but a gnarly shot from Sui. Still, the peak from Simple borders on unnecessary when IEM is already so dedicated to the save. I mean, if he got out with that gun, they're buying in the next round. There's no issue there. With him dying, this actually carries some ramifications for the future.
I think they can still squeeze a buyout, but yeah, you're right. Didn't need to go for the exits, and actually IEM might not be guaranteed anything either, but they won't go any further.
Thank goodness they don't come around.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles there in T-spawn. MOUZ just build their money, take a 12 on this T side. Very nice entries, trade out Monster, and awkward timing for NaVi, who re-aggress on short, but MOUZ aren't blind.
See, and look, man, when you look at the money, like, yeah, NaVi can buy. I'm not doubting that. It's gonna have some choices made in it, right? It's gonna have some limitations, and those were limitations that didn't need to exist. So you hope that isn't, you know, the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Simple has 5,800, Harry. He can buy an AWP.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? He can get his hands on.
He's fine. We'll see if NaVi go for it, though. They might take 1 more eco and do a halfie round the hero rifle. But yeah, with 4
I just
rifles,
don't think you can when you're like this deep in the game, right? You kind of need to take every one of these that you can.
4 rifles. What's JL got? MP9. It's not the end of the world. Full util. Got to make do with what you got. MOUZ, they can basically win this game off this round here. This would be monstrous.
I'm going to go back to defaulting again. Just waiting and seeing if EMA goes for these mid peaks, if NaVi going to try and work a bit of control. Simple ahead of the molly with that orb, cleanly done, and he's going to smoke it, get the hell out of there. That is a great start to the round for his first look in with the AWP.
That's so smart, dude, because he even waits. He lets them walk into mid thinking the molly's worked. Anything but. The impact only good for one. EMA's still stuck down in connector, and he's dropped the bomb and then some. 3 kills to EMA, who's having a quiet map, but that's a massive round that NaVi need drastically. And it's certainly very important that MOUZ kept all their 4 players alive last round, because if they want to rebuy, it won't come cheap.
Dude, EMA's brimming with confidence here, even committed to the push through connector. This has been a very connector-focused game, right? It's another multi-kill round down in Con. Ooh, EMA has missed this. So there's a kill for Frozen available.
Not that he knows.
But it goes both ways, yeah. And Frozen's just going to elect to get out of there and hold on to this gun.
It's for the best.
NaVi, lovely, lovely round opener, right? I love the idea from Simple playing ahead of that Molotov, using that to just surgically remove one player from MOUZ and then disappear through the same smoke from which he came.
Do they buy, though, is the question. I mean, yeah, they should, really. Just because, you know, it's back and forth and NaVi don't have full cash yet, but you can see MOUZ's money. It's going to be how NaVi had in this round. Great play for EMA. And a stylish shot for Simple. Sue being really vocal down
Yeah,
there.
I was just going to say, I'm trying to listen in. I'm stood off the balcony right now looking down because that entire, time of Frozen saving with Sui talking the entire time. He's got something cooking. Let's let him cook. What's the idea?
Condor smoke. Moving through middle as well. EMA going to back out with Simple. I do love this combo of Simple and EMA as a concept. The firepower on this A site. Very potent. EMA in toilets. Already looking like they're running safer setups than that of Torshi and Frozen. Frozen got away with some madness. Orb is in a safer position. Simple jump spotting.
Simple still has a smoke as well, so like just as this one's coming over towards short, he can replenish that at a moment's notice, and MOUZ don't have the util to double pump this, so that could cause some problems down the line. Instead, he's going to use his at the front of toilets now, but even that is great. This is going to slow the roll of MOUZ. It's really making them question, do they want to follow through with this top site here? And so they're going all the way back through the spawn.
It's a B play.
Leaving this on xertioN to sell the A fake. Utils reined in. Just something to try and keep NaVi here. Right now, 3 strong in the top site. If xertioN could even get a kill, just something. Just a bit of damage downrange to keep 3 bodies there. He served his purpose. As the rest of MOUZ now try and break into B. 2 strong, falls to 1. It's just JL from behind the pillar. He's going to need support. Alexi's raining in flashes from the heavens. Very complimentary to his site anchor. Makes it nice and easy for JL. And with the bomb away from MOUZ, there's no winning this round. NaVi are closing the gap.
That was sick from JL. What a way to pivot off of pillar. And as you said, supporting flashes just raining in. Bit even managed to dodge the util coming in. MOUZ fake NaVi pretty well to keep them 3A with the orb. And JL just does everything on the lower site. Drops a bomb twice over. Rock solid hold on B for NaVi. And now MOUZ, now they're in trouble. They can't seem to break into these last couple on the T side. And they're back to pistols, trying to throw themselves right into NaVi.
Yeah, going for a bit of a Hail Mary B play, just straight through the monster smoke. You're not expecting the best results, but sometimes something gives. This doesn't look like it's going to be one of those rounds, even though both the site players are very, very low. There's just so many bodies here.
He hit the hop. He almost got it. But NaVi contained the eco rush without a single casualty.
There's a real feeling of like the strength starting to appear for NaVi right down towards B. You've got this impeccable little duo of Bit and JL, who it feels like even if one of them has a bit of a rough round, the other will make up for it. And then over on A, Simple starting to get involved with this AWP. That's something that many a team have tried and failed to solve. IEM has come into his own in such a big way. He was sat down bottom of the board, struggling to find his impact. It was a couple of rounds where he was getting info for the team and winning them rounds on the back of that, and now he's fragging as well.
MOUZ need a hero, they need a savior. We've not said Frozen's name in a few rounds here. Some big entries could save them in what feels like a game that is slipping through their fingers on the harder half. They've got a lot of room on A. NaVi are scrambling. Simple's back in here in time. Front toilet smoke gives him room to face deep. They will have heard that scope though, so MOUZ shouldn't go dry swinging Divider. Simple won't hang around forever as the smoke fades. Sui even looks in. He's playing the fade. NaVi getting aggressive on B. About to clear this out. It might not matter. It might be too late.
xertioN flying, that's so awkward. IEM head on a swivel as Ema tears him down. Torshi in the backline makes it a little more competitive for a moment here. Simple as to back up, go through the motions through bank, and Bit full sends.
Wow.
Straight through the dumpster. It's left on a Simple. He's going to replicate the move that Bit just made. They never saw him cross. They never saw him cross. And so Frozen's deleted. No one in position to trade this. Simple eventually dealt with, and it's Impact to find him. That's a very intriguing head-to-head because I feel like Impact actually has been getting the better of Simple in a lot of these fights, in a lot of these rounds.
I mean, he's 18 kills. He's right neck and neck with the top of his team. Him and Frozen at 18, xertioN at 19. What a double from Torshi. That fast flank for NaVi, completely dealt with by the AWP on a rifle. And it was Simple's flash that set him up for 2 huge kills on top side. That's a 3-on-5 for MOUZ, but you wouldn't know it because in an instant, it's down to a 3-on-1. Great work to recover that. Felt like Ema did all he could. It felt like he did enough. But that was that early B setup for NaVi that even though it was super proactive.
Yeah, right. That's a frustrating round to lose for that exact reason. You made the right moves, you made the right decisions, but they just came a fraction too late in the round, right? Even though you are being proactive with that triple B lean, even though you are taking space, it wasn't quite fast enough.
Oh, big boost in T-spawn with the AWP. Putting Torshi, oh, he missed it. He fired a shot at least and someone came out of heaven, but wonder if that changes anything for NaVi, knowing that we have a bit more room. But no need throwing yourself a few steps forward. They have a double mid-fight setup. They've re-smoked Monster. Alexi down in con. Doors off as well. They've even seen him. I like the MOUZ went for it. I haven't seen that in a while. But you really got to hit those. Just takes a lot of resources. This game is on a knife's edge right now. Simple at long. Not even seen the AWP here. Run boost into it.
Oh, a misflick for Simple. Actually, he'll back up. Does not want to hang around over at long. Doesn't want to be that first domino to fall in a very lengthy map. Can't afford to make any sort of mistake here. NaVi re-aggroing into the toilets. I like this. They conceded long, but xertioN, that is a gnarly gap through the smoke. He's heard the tag, and IEM's dead as well. With Ema gone,
wow.
Sui follows up. Alexi dispatched off as that first man on the scene and the last man on the scene for NaVi in that one.
Yeah,
everyone else has got to run for the hills.
MOUZ are super far up long before they even got that kill on Simple. xertioN looks under NaVi's smoke on Divider and finds the AWP. But they were already going for the A hit. Even if he doesn't get those kills, MOUZ are about to pop out long. So Alexi just thinks, yeah, I have a bit of a timing to get behind truck, but MOUZ are so much further than NaVi were ready for. And they just, again, come out swinging.
So the thing that made this round so tense was both teams are hitting that point where the money's running out. And this late in the game, that is a make or break, condition for the matchup. Whoever won this one was always going to feel real good about it. The fact that you win it flawlessly if you're MOUZ, and then you even remove one of the saving players, that kill right there carries monumental impact. With 2 players surviving, there were ways you could have juggled the money here and put together a full-on buy, give yourself the best possible chance with still a bit of room to maneuver.
They would have had 5 rifles.
Yeah.
Now they can't justify it.
Now they're in such an awkward position. They're in dire straits, and they're going to kind of put a bit of money around the saved gun. But this isn't the buy you want to deny. Match and series point to your opponent with.
Yeah. Gonna get 2,400 next round, so they get the full buy, but this is very unfortunate timing. IEM hits a beautiful one, though. He only makes it 1. Quick trade. They were setting up a run boost for long. There's no AWP in play. There's nothing to worry about in the range game, but JL, who's down on B, looking longingly for a kill. MOUZ keep it tight. There's no reason for them to lose this round.
Especially when there's not like a whole lot this M4 can ever hope to do from down towards short, right? It's not like JL's in a position where he can be hyper involved. He's got to make a bit of noise if he wants to commit to a wrap round. So really you're just kind of waiting and seeing and hoping that these pistols can deliver salvation, something to hold on to here. They are right next to Simple. The entirety of the MOUZ squad is right here.
All 4?
Surely not. I mean, they checked him last time. And this time they try to check him. The impact dead. They're going to start spamming. Nice. And so it's just the one and done. Now that con rotate comes into fruition for JL. But as mentioned, he had to make noise to do it. They didn't know about Alexi, but Frozen trades him. Turns on a dime. Bits recovered the M4. A chance at the 1v1, but doesn't convert the spray. And that missed opportunity, just as the bullet sailed on past, that opportunity sails past NaVi.
What an unbelievable flick for xertioN, and there is no doubt about it. He has been the hero of this T side, coming in with that crucial double kill up short in the last gun round, flicking to avoid disaster in this one. He has had some monumental moments for MOUZ in the last couple of T-sided rounds, and just when it felt like NaVi were waking up to make this a 3-map affair, xertioN has sent them back to bed. 3 shots now to close this map and series, and that would push MOUZ forward in the groups. It would send NaVi down to the lower bracket, 1BO3 away from elimination.
And as we say here in Group B, I mean, it's a very tricky group, right? Every single game you win, you go on to face someone even harder in the next round of the matchups. There's some crazy matches still to be played in Group B. Of course, the winner of this facing off against Vitality OG's Victor. Oh, and this time the boost is fruitful. They do it again, and xertioN reaps the reward. You get a 5v4 to open up this round. You get a 5v4 to grace you in what could be your last round of play, and he even takes it one step further, does xertioN.
Simple rush connector after they saw that boost. He thought he had room. xertioN's taking him out as well, so 2 kills, and it might just be done. Yimpat, what a phenomenal map from this guy, who has not looked like this yet. This is his best game in MOUZ, 20-12 up against NaVi, and he has just slammed the hammer down with 2 more shots. Alexi, the captain, alone. And it seems like MOUZ have got this in the bag.
Yeah, there's no world in which Alexi wins this. We can start wrapping this one up. He's 1v5 or 1v4. He's so far removed. He's down on B, and MOUZ are hitting the top site. They've done it on NaVi's map pick as well. Alexi, what is he supposed to do here? All there is left to do is die. And for this outing with the NaVi squad, after finding their form back at Blast, you were hopeful that they could show up here and deliver on day one. Whenever you looked at NaVi, whenever you spoke to NaVi, you felt like the vibes were good. And MOUZ from the play-ins, who were lights out there where xertioN was the star, now the usual suspects look to show up It's Frozen, it's xertioN. Lights out game from them today. Yimpat started this on dire straits. He couldn't even find a kill on Ancient. He was having no impact. But by the time Overpass rolled around, he showed he's got what it takes.
Yeah, MOUZ continues to show the academy prospects really do lead.